Okay, new GL concept. So what is new GL? New GL is a functionality of SAP. So where it was an optional, okay, for activation in ECC version, okay, before to this ECC versions, but it is mandatory in S/4HANA. Okay, individual functionalities are part of ECC version and with an optional activation. Whether you can activate, till now we have not activated that, and we are going to activate that new GL now. And it is mandatory in S/4HANA. Okay. So the main concepts in new GL are parallel ledger accounting. Okay, what is parallel ledger? We know about parallel routes, right? In the sense, we are accounting from April to March in INR currency, right? And I can also maintain my books in a different fiscal year. Okay. Say like from calendar year, I can also maintain my books January to December. This is the requirement of my group company. Okay. I generate my books as per my Companies Act in this country, and but group company also wants to report their books as per their country legal requirement. So they want to generate the books from Jan to December. Right. And I'm maintaining my books in INR, but group currency want the books to be published in USD in the group currency. Okay. But how is it possible? Do I need to make entries twice? Because I am selecting my accounting period, I am posting a transaction, selecting my currency, right? But do I need to again post one more entry, selecting again a different accounting period and selecting a different currency? Not required. System will do that. Okay, you have to do a settings for that. Now, April to March, INR. Okay, any entries that we are posting, okay, that will go to a leading ledger. Okay, any entries that we are posting, that will immediately hit the leading ledger. This is activated at a client level. Okay, we're not activated anything in particular for a company code, right? In the sense, any entries that we post, it will go to a leading ledger. Okay, all your accounting books are maintained based on the accounting principles. Okay, so like we have India GAAP, US GAAP, IFRS. Okay, all your accounting books are maintained or the transactions are accounted based accounting principles. Right. Now I say I want to maintain my books using India AS. Okay. But group company wants the books to be maintained in US GAAP. Okay. Most of the countries use, okay, IFRS. It is nowadays mandatory that even in India, almost all the companies will maintain the books in their local GAAP and as well as IFRS. Okay, two accounting principles. They'll maintain India AS accounting principle. They'll also maintain in IFRS principles. Okay, and it is also necessary that if your group company is based out of US, you have to maintain your books in US GAAP. Right. So we can do that. We don't need to post entry twice. We can do it through a configuration. This is one important, very important functionality of a new GL. Okay, and this is called leading ledger, 0L. Okay, default ledger, which is activated at client level, is called leading ledger. And the one which we are going to create is a non-leading ledger. Got it? We are going to create one more ledger so that I want to extract my books. Okay, using the non-leading ledger. Yesterday I showed you, right? When I extract my financials, F.01, okay. If I want to extract my financial, it will ask for a ledger. Okay, whether you want to extract your books in a leading ledger or you want to extract your books in a non-leading ledger. Okay, anyway, I have created one more ledger already. Right. This leading ledger or these books are for my legal requirements for my country, home country. And if I extract my books as per non-leading ledger, that is for the group. Okay, that is for a group reporting. Right, that is one important functionality. And we have one more important functionality, document splitting. Okay, This we'll learn when we do controlling. Okay, this is for internal reporting. Document splitting is for a management reporting. Okay, I want to report my books properly. When I am accounting a bus hire charges for my employees, okay, I am accounting it to a department wise. First, I will take that into admin account, then I will do the accounting, split the cost based on the department wise. Right, I am using a common bus for all the employees, but again, I have to repost the cost to the different departments. Okay, the cost center comes into picture, the department comes into a picture. Okay, so those are the cost objects we have to report properly. Okay, to the cost objects. So this is for internal reporting documents. Okay, and this is mandatory now in S/4HANA as well. And zero balance accounting. Okay, zero balance accounting. Say like I told you about cost center, and similarly we'll have a profit center segments. When we are doing something wrong or we are not entering the profit center or segments or departments correctly, system will only identify what is wrong with that. Okay, profit center, if the profit center is not correct. Say like I am accounting something for a chocolate business. Okay, and I also have a profit center for a some confectionaries. Okay, I am doing it wrong. In one entry, I am putting the chocolate profit center. In one entry, in another line, I am putting a different profit center. System will identify the mistake and it will create a correct entries. Okay, very interesting. Okay, functionality of SAP, zero balance accounting. And real-time integration between CO and FI. It always happens now. Okay, with the new GL concept. So in the interview, they'll ask, what are the functionalities of new GL? The functionalities of new GL are parallel ledger accounting, very important. Document splitting, very important for management reporting. Zero balance accounting. Okay, the balance, it is saying zero balance. Yes, this account will have zero balance, but it will correct the entries if you are posting something wrong. Okay, if you are posting to a wrong business area or not proper entry is not recorded for a business area. I am putting 100 debit to business area and 60 only credit to one business area. Then it will identify that mistake and it will correct the entries. And real-time integration between CO and FI. Anyway, in S/4HANA, this is mapped already. Okay. Now, for today, we'll understand about parallel ledger accounting. Okay, the financial statements is always based upon the accounting principles, be it an India AS or IFRS, US GAAP, right? We are now able to create the entries for a different ledgers for a different accounting principles, right? One ledger for local GAAP, one ledger for US GAAP. We can also create one more ledger for IFRS. Okay, we can create three ledgers here. In SAP, okay, terminology, the ledger for local GAAP is called leading ledger. Always assume that your 0L is for assigned for your local GAAP. Okay. And others are non-leading ledgers. Fine. All the FI postings will be posted to leading ledger by default because this is activated at a client level. Okay, and these postings will also go to a non-leading ledger. Now I told you, right? I don't need to post two entries for this book and again for this book. I can post one entry that will go to my leading ledger, okay, by default, and it will also post to a non-leading ledger with a different currency, different accounting year. Okay, different accounting period. And we can also post during a year end, we'll do some adjustments for the accounting principles. Okay, so that entries can also be posted. We can also post ledger specific entry. Now I want to do some adjustment only for my India reporting. India, based on my India requirement, I want to post some entries. Okay, this is not required for IFRS or US GAAP. So I can also post ledger specific entries. Okay, adjustment entries that every accountant, okay, or a senior controller will do at the year end. Okay, the difference between the US GAAP and the local GAAP, that entries they will pass for a specific ledger only. These concepts are important, okay, because they will ask so many questions in the interviews on this. Okay, just go, you have to go through this theory. Okay, you should understand. And it is always the leading ledger that can be integrated with CO module. Okay, for CO module, only leading ledger. Right, and we understood non-leading ledger makes it possible to use different fiscal year variants within one company code. I can report my books in two different fiscal years now. One is V3 and I can also report my books in K3 or K4. Right. This leading ledger is always activated at client level and non-leading ledgers are always company code specific. You have to assign that to a company code, create that settings. Okay. If you want a non-leading ledger for another company code, yes, again, you have to create one more non-leading ledger. But this leading ledger is always available for all the company codes in common. Okay. Now let us understand this example. We have created, assume like we have created already G1. Okay. We can also create one more, which is meant for posting with different fiscal years other than our company codes fiscal year. Say like my company code is maintained in V3 fiscal year variant, April to March in INR currency. And I can also maintain one more ledger in different currency and different fiscal year variant. That is called non-leading ledger. Okay, most of the countries, okay, more than 100 countries use IFRS reporting. See, there are different rules or different accounting conditions when you use that accounting principles. Okay, IFRS says something different. My India AS says something different. US GAAP says something different. Right. Okay, companies need to maintain two sets of books ideally, IFRS and US GAAP. Now that is not required. With this configuration, I can, okay, report my financials in two different ledgers. Got it? Two different accounting principles. Now, before I do an implementation, I should also check what is my group currency. Okay, what is my group currency? SAP, they will, while installing an SAP by a technical team, they will give what is the group currency of that company. So like for Tata group of companies, okay, they will have, okay, INR as a group currency based out of India. Okay. And this client specifically, I am using my client 51800, which is for my group company, and they have given euros as my group currency. That is fine. While installing this, they have given group currency is euros. And say like your country is based out of, okay, the group, okay, company is based out of US, you can maintain USD. Depends. Okay, most of the companies will maintain euro as their group currency. And we cannot change the group currency, okay, at the client level. That is done during the installation of this. Okay, it is not implementation. Installation is something different. Implementation is what we are doing. Okay, installation is the technical guys will do that. SAP pack into our systems, servers, right? And I can use a different currencies. Now, as I told, I have INR currency and now I have a group currency euro. Now I want one more currency. Right. I can create one more currency. Maybe I have an option now in the system. They have given a field for hard currency and they have given field for inflation currency. Okay. Maybe I'll maintain a separate currency over there. Then I can generate my books in that currency. Okay, say like euro is my group currency, but I want to generate my books in USD. Okay, so I'll maintain a separate parameters for that. Always remember, this is an interview question. Okay, your first currency is always your company code currency. Okay, first currency is your company code currency, which is INR. Okay, and that is mapped to your leading ledger. Okay, as I told you, we have three currencies that we can maintain: company code currency, group currency, and we'll maintain something on hard currency or inflation currency. I'm going to show you that settings. Before that, let us go to these settings for a country global parameters. Okay, we have to maintain that different currency. If I want to generate my books in a different currency other than euros, other than my company code currency, I have to maintain a different currency. Okay, in country global parameters. And I can do it from here. Okay, SPRO. Right, I'll go to my SAP IMG. OY01, you can try it, or you have this at a SAP NetWeaver level. Okay, set countries. Okay. Okay, define countries in my SAP system. I'll go choose my country. Okay, for my country, I've already set. This is country global parameters. Okay, when you are into implementation project, you have to do some settings over here that you have to maintain. If the business requirement is that you maintain one more currency, yes, you can do it from here, OY01. System is very slow. I have to wait for it. Right, so this is my, sorry, this is not required. See, these are country specific settings which are standard delivered by SAP. They are given country key, country, alternate country key. If you want to use it for any other functions, you can use this alternate country key 664. And yes, this is the tax procedure that we have assigned. You remember that we have assigned the tax procedure for the country. Same tax procedure is used for all the company codes operating in this country, right? And we have a language key and we have hard currency. Okay, these are two fields that SAP standard delivered, okay, delivered by SAP, where we can maintain a different currency. Now we have company code currency INR and we have euros group currency. Now if I want to maintain my books in USD, then I'll select this option, or you can also use this option. Okay, and you can also change your date format, decimal format. And these ISO codes are important for some sales related. Okay, when there is some sales order, or the settings will help. Okay, for making an export sales or import sales, these are important, but these are standard delivered by SAP. We are not going to change anything here. All right, go back here. Right, just observe now, hard currency we have USD. Right, now we should also these are fine. Okay, all the country specific settings or the standard settings, okay, can be viewed under this general settings under SAP NetWeaver. Okay, now we'll go. Let us start with our configuration part. Okay, this we have checked. We have maintained USD in a hard currency. Don't maintain USDS, it is USD. Okay, and Now, let me, this is very important. What are the currencies that I can maintain for company code? Okay, anyway, this step we'll do in a configuration steps. First thing is you have to activate a new GL. Okay, we have not activated the new GL. Okay, so first thing is you have to activate the new GL. This can be done using FAGL underscore activation. Okay, or we should have a step here. No, first let me activate the new GL. Okay, this is okay. Activate a new GL. So I can do it through this SPRO, or I can use this transaction code FAGL underscore activation, or okay, I can also navigate through the path. Okay, this activation of new GL, this is active now. Or I can also go through like this, right? We have seen this. Initially, we have deactivated this. In the basic settings, what we have done, we have deactivated. Okay, it is in financial accounting global settings. Define and activate non-reading method, not here. We have done that through table, right? Okay, fine. We'll only use this transaction code. We have it somewhere. Okay, and I forgot. FAGL underscore activation. Okay, this is where we activate a new GL. Okay, by default, this will be active. Okay, after ECC version, all the companies will maintain this new GL mandatory. Okay, so let me understand. Okay, the steps how to configure the parallel accounting. Okay, all these steps lies here. Okay, under financial accounting ledger, we have all these steps here. Okay, let me go to that. So SPRO, SPRO, financial accounting new, general ledger account. No, sorry, financial accounting, global settings, fields, ledgers. Now here, okay, these are the steps that we have to perform. Define ledgers for general ledger accounting. Then we have to define the currencies. Then we have to activate the non-leading ledger. Okay, we have activated the, okay, leading ledger already. We have to activate the non-leading ledger if you want to create one. Okay, then we have these steps we have to follow. Okay, these are say some 10 steps that we have to follow. Okay, very simple steps. Okay, first one, define ledgers for general ledger accounting. I'll use the existing one. I showed you how to create a different ledger if required. So in yesterday's class, right? So this is leading ledger. You have to tick this. It should be there. Okay, 0L is my leading ledger. Okay, and I have one non-leading ledger, IFRS. Okay, let me create one more for US GAAP. Okay, I want to create one more ledger. Let's say like I'll create G2. Okay, non-leading ledger. I don't want IFRS, US GAAP. Okay, this is not a leading ledger. 0L is the leading ledger always. Adding a ledger requires adjustments to be made. That's fine. Okay, then select this, set. Right, I am creating a non-leading ledger. Not necessary to create a leading ledger. By default, SAP has provided that. Why SAP is too slow today? Okay. right? And this is the table. Okay, Fagel flexed, all the entries, whatever we do, that will get stored in this table. Okay, Fagel flexed. Okay, now we are assigning that for a leading ledger. We also have this table, and even I want all my data to be captured in this table, Fagel flex, that is fine. Okay, now this is my leading ledger, and Z2 is my non-leading ledger. Right, now go back. Define currencies of leading ledger. Let me check. What is the currency for my leading ledger? 2501 is my company code. Okay. If I give my company code 2501, okay, by default, my currency will always be what? My currency will always be the company code currency, right? My company will always be my company code currency. Okay. Then what is my second currency? My second currency, I'll select this as hard currency, right? Hard currency I given as USD, right? And for this exchange rate type M, I'll maintain same thing here. I'll also maintain 1 and I'll also maintain 3. It will say translation taking from the currency as basis and translation date. Based on this, the conversion will happen. Okay, so if I press enter, changing currency will lead to errors. That's fine. There is no problem at all. Okay, and what is my group currency? You know, okay, my group currency is 30, right? And I'll also maintain exchange rate M for this. Okay, again, this is saying. Okay, and the transaction code is important here. The transaction code is, I don't see it here, OB22. We can maintain this, defining additional currencies for your company code. Okay, this is the one. Save. Now we have defined first currency is my company code currency always. Second currency, I want to maintain my hard currency, which is USD. I have defined, and this is my group currency. So how many currencies I have defined? I have defined 3 currencies. Got it? Now let's go back. And define and activate non-leading ledger. Define and activate non-leading ledger. Okay. So what is my non-leading ledger? G2. Right. G2 is my non-leading ledger. And here I will also set my 2501. First currency is always my company code currency, right? And what is my second currency? The hard currency that I have maintained. Now, okay, I'll leave about third currency. That will again create a confusion for you. Leave it. Now, fiscal year variant. Okay, what is this? I will maintain a different fiscal year variant, K3. Okay, I'll maintain a different fiscal year variant. Is ledger assigned that is used? That's fine. Okay, I have to select this and save it. See, as soon as I press enter, system will identify first currency is your company code currency, second currency is your USD, and third currency again. You can keep that as your group currency. For now, we'll leave it. Got it? I have assigned a different fiscal year variant because I want to generate my books in V3 as well as K3 and in INR as well as USD. Right. Now, rest other things are simple. Assign scenarios and customer fields to ledgers. So I will take, in fact, I will copy whatever it is there in my leading ledger. I'll assign same scenarios for my non-leading ledger also. What I'll do, I'll copy everything. I'll go back. Okay, then I'll go to my non-leading ledger. I'll create new entries and paste them. Okay, anyway, profit center accounting I have not created yet. We have not created any settings on controlling. That's why I'll remove that. I'll save it. Okay, I'll copy these scenarios, what I have in the standard ledger. Then I'll copy them to my non-leading ledger as well. Right, now important thing. Do we have any customer fields here? Also, we have to check. That's why no fields. That's why not required for my non-leading ledger. Okay, what is the next step? Define accounting principles and assign accounting principles to the ledger group. Because we have defined a new ledger group, right? What is G2 is my new ledger group. I have to assign the accounting principles to my leading ledger or non-leading ledger. So we have that here in under parallel accounting, define accounting principles. We already have defined yesterday. This is India GAAP. I'll mention it as this is for 0L. And is there anything for US GAAP? We don't have it. Let me define one more accounting principle here. Right. So what I'll do, I'll create USG. Okay. US. How much letters it takes? Okay, it takes only 4. Okay, US GAAP. Okay. US GAAP. This is for my non-leading ledger G. And got it. I have defined one more accounting principles. Okay. I have India GAAP now, and I have my US GAAP. Okay. Two accounting principles. Assign accounting principles to ledger group. This is important now. India GAAP, where is that? Did I mention anything here? India GAAP accounting principle is maintained with 0L, which is perfectly fine. Then I have to maintain my non-leading ledger for the US GAAP accounting principle, right? I'll create new entries and I'll take my accounting principle. What is that I created? And this is for my ledger, which I have created. Right. I have created an accounting principle because I want to report my books in India GAAP and as well as US GAAP. So I created a new accounting principle. These are standard delivered by SAP. You can use the existing one. Okay. If not, then I am going to create. I have created a new accounting principle. Then I have assigned that non-leading ledger, which I have created. Got it? Yes or no? Now, we have to define the number ranges because I know if I go to OBA7, I have defined the number ranges for the document types. Right. Same way, I have to define the number ranges for my non-leading ledger also. Okay. Go to SPRO, SAP ING, financial accounting new. Okay. Financial accounting new and have it under this financial accounting global settings, document. Right. And we have document types and document number ranges. If I go to my entry view, okay, I see my defined document number ranges for entry view. What I'll see, if I go and type this, I'll get all the number ranges created for my leading ledger already. Right. Now I don't know this. Anyway, I have created. These already exist. If not, you have to create. Okay. And then document in general ledger. We have two views, right? One is entry view and we have general ledger, right? So general ledger views and entry views. If I go and check this I have this for the entry view for my non-leading ledger already. Okay, this is for entry view and this is for my general ledger view. Okay, I have the entries. Now I have to create same entries for my non-leading ledger. Okay, I have to create entries for my general ledger view for my non-leading ledger. So what I do, I'll create G2. I'll create some number. Okay, this is for my fiscal year 2023. Okay, I'll create some number. Okay, maybe I'll create some number like this. All right. So one is for your standard ledger you have already created. Okay, here also what for entry view, I forgot to tell you, we have to create this interval and give some number range. G2 only I'll select here 2023. What I'll do, um, what is the number range available here? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is not there. 8 is already there somewhere. It's already there. Let me try with 9. There's 9 here. This is 1 lakh, right? 90,000 to, okay. What I'll do, change this. For this 2023. I should have some number range from 9,000, 9,999. Nah, this should work. Okay, I'm creating a some number range here. Okay, because I have the number ranges already created. I'll create with 9,000. Okay, now what I have done, we have these number ranges already available for the leading ledger, right? And the system uses the same document numbers for the entry view and the general ledger view. But for my non-leading ledger, I have to maintain a number range for entry view, and I have also to maintain a number range for my general ledger view. Okay, I maintain the number ranges for my general ledger view and as well as the entry view. Okay, clear? Now, as I have maintained this, okay, number ranges, I should also maintain document types for this. Okay, define document types for the entry view. Okay, click on this. For my, see, I have all the document types, that is fine. Okay, but I think we have to maintain document types for entry view in ledger and document types for this. Okay. Okay, define document types for entry view and entry view in ledger. Okay, separate ledger. So I have to go to this option. I'll give my Z2 because I'll post different document types, be it a SA document type, KR document type, KZ document type, DR, DZ, all these document types I'll post, right? So, and I have given a number range Z2. Okay. In real time, you will maintain a different number ranges for each of this. Okay, non-leading ledger, but fine. That is not important for my reporting, right? In India. So I'll maintain only one number range. That is fine. Then I'll go back. Then I should also maintain document types for general ledger view for my leading ledger. Okay, this is also SA, KR, KZ, dr dz, and I'll maintain my number range Z2, right? I have maintained this number range for entry view as well as the general ledger. All right. So we have maintained the document types, we have maintained the number ranges, then we have maintained the different currencies, different fiscal year variants, everything we have maintained. Let us post one entry and check how this parallel ledger accounting works now. Okay, I'll go to FB01. Just a simple entry I wanted to. Okay. So I'll take now one, okay, to 2023. Or I'll take today's date, no problem, right? 14 to 2024. I'll use essay document type 2501 test entry for parallel ledger accounting. Okay, I'll use same thing 40 and 50, some debit and credit I'll use. Now I am posting one entry, okay, and in INR currency in my fiscal year V3, which is assigned to company code. I'll use security expenses. Select 10,000, I'll maintain tax policy. Test for parallel ledger accounting. Okay, and 40, I'll use some bank account, debit and credit. By debit some security expenses to my outgoing account. Value date is important, 14 to 2024. Okay, I'm doing this entry, save it. I'm doing in INR currency. I'm doing it in my accounting period 11. February is my 11th period, right? Document number could not be determined. Why? Define document number ranges for general ledger. Where is that? I defined a document number range already. Okay, sorry, this fiscal year, because it is K3 in the sense it is a calendar year, right? Then I should also define it for, you understand this, it is for 2024. K3 is a calendar year, right? But where my book says this is 2023, but my K3 will say this is a calendar year, so this is period 2, right? Now I'll just do a stimulate run again and I'll post it. Now February is my, okay, this is my document. I'll go to document, display. Now you will see this, okay, INR currency, okay, and this is in period 11, right? February is my period 11 as per my company code fiscal year. I'll go to general ledger view. Okay, I'll see this is my leading ledger. This is the document number. This is the fiscal year and period 11. If I go to other ledger, okay, if I go to other ledger and I'll see G2 is my ledger, non-leading ledger. And this is saying the document number is different now. This is fiscal year 2024 because it is K3 calendar year and the period is 2. February is period 2, right? That is a calendar year, Jan to December. And if I want to see that details, I can see that in my hard currency, that is in USD. Right, with this configuration, I am able to maintain my books. Only one entry I have made, that entry is giving, okay, my books in leading ledger, which is for period 11. And if I go and select other ledger, it will give my books, okay, the accounting transactions of my books, accounting books in different fiscal year and in different currency, right? This is called parallel ledger accounting. You can maintain your books in different fiscal years and different currencies. Got it. Now it is very easy for me to generate my financials in F.01 using my different ledgers. Okay, I can generate my books in F.01 financials. Either if I want my books to be generated in leading ledger, I'll choose my 0L, or if I want my books to be in non-leading ledger in this accounting period. It is now second period, February second period as per this non-leading ledger and different currencies. I can generate my books in non-leading ledger. Got it. Group company will use it and I'll use 0L for my country report. Got it? Yes.
Yes, Narendra.